If you're still struggling to get along with others, lacking money, feeling inadequate, facing obstacles, sadness, or living an unfulfilled life, then you might consider reading a very special book titled The Consolations of Philosophy. As many perceive it, philosophy often seems abstruse and impractical. Indeed, it's unlikely to help you land an attractive job, ace your exams, or earn a lot of money. However, when life presents too many impasses, philosophy can be like guiding stars, illuminating lonely steps in the dark, healing pain, and resolving life's confusions. As the book's author states, within any crowd, there is a group of people tasked with a responsibility both profound and interesting: the search for wisdom. History has seen countless great philosophers. Though their thoughts differed, they shared a common trait: dedication to philosophy, a word whose Greek root means love of wisdom. This book caters to the average person's need to seek wisdom through philosophy, as it would be incredibly difficult for someone without a philosophical background to delve into ancient, specialized texts. Alain de Botton, a brilliant British writer born in 1969, graduated from Cambridge University and currently resides in London. He selected 6 great philosophers from history and penned this book, allowing these 6 figures to bring healing to various aspects of our lives, hence its title, The Consolations of Philosophy. This presentation will distill the most essential core ideas and supplement them with personal insights and practical applications from this book. It aims to help you explore the thoughts and experiences of 6 renowned philosophers: Socrates, Epicurus, Seneca, Montaigne, Schopenhauer, and Nietzsche. Hopefully, when your heart is heavy with suffering, stress, and anxiety, and you don't know what to do, they will help you alleviate your pain, calmly confront, and accept life's various arrangements through different perspectives, perhaps even helping you heal and overcome those problems. Now, please listen to the first consolation, for those who don't fit in. The first philosopher is Socrates. In the spring of 399 BC, 3 Athenians, the poet Meletus, the statesman Anytus, and the orator Lycon, filed a lawsuit against Socrates. They accused him of disrespecting the city-state's gods, spreading heresy, and corrupting the youth. They believed Socrates should be silenced forever by drinking hemlock. Why was Socrates condemned to death? Because he went against the majority. Every society has its own immutable, common sense. Here, common sense is understood as a powerful, robust cognitive framework, followed by many as instinct, turning it into a societal standard. For example, what clothes to wear, what constitutes wealth, whom to respect, what tasks must be done, and so on. But if someone goes against this common sense, if someone says that what you have long perceived is wrong, most people's initial reaction isn't curiosity, why am I wrong? But certainly anger. Socrates in Athens at that time was no different. Many were enraged because he contradicted their views. This man, born in 469 BC, lived his entire life barefoot and simply, wearing only one cloak year-round, and had a fierce, often scolding wife. Every day, he walked the streets, asking everyone he met about the meaning of their lives. This was how he practiced philosophy and helped people understand life's truths. Yet, these actions went against many people at the time. On the day of Socrates' trial, the jury consisted of 500 people. The prosecutors used fleeting, flowery language to make weak arguments prevail and condemn Socrates. However, he remained remarkably calm. The court offered him a chance to publicly renounce his truth, but he chose the truth he believed in rather than follow the crowd. He declared forcefully before the court, "As long as I breathe and have the strength, I will never cease practicing philosophy. Nor will I ever cease counseling and explaining the truth to every person I meet. Therefore, gentlemen, whether you acquit me or not, you will not change my conduct. If I die, I will have no regrets. I want to advise each of you to think less about practical benefits and more about spiritual and moral happiness. I will continue to speak as usual, my good friends. You are Athenians, one of the greatest cities in the world, renowned for wisdom and power, yet you are obsessed with reputation and money without contemplating the truths that would improve your souls. Are you not ashamed?" Ultimately, 2 members of the jury considered Socrates innocent, but 280 voted him guilty. Socrates calmly, without changing his expression, steadily took the cup of poison and drank it all. Socrates, of course, admitted that we can be wrong and our opinions can be doubted. But what's important is that he showed a philosophical perspective to live as yourself when denied, rejected, and distrusted. Never let the opposition of others be the measure of your thoughts and lifestyle. What we should care about is not the number of people who oppose us, but how well-founded their opposition is. As the author says, true dignity never comes from the majority, but from sound reasoning. Whether your thoughts are justified and logical is what proves your human dignity, not how many people support or praise you, nor for how long an important, influential person believes in you. Only irrefutable statements are true. That is the truth you should stand firm on. You will find this philosophy applicable in your work and social interactions. If you shed tears upon hearing harsh criticism about your work performance, or if you get angry at remarks about your personality or appearance, it may be that you still believe your worth is largely based on others' recognition. You still care about whether people like you, how to get promoted, how to be admired. You are still letting others gossip, ridicule, or criticism guide you. If you are still suffering and confused, Socrates' story can be an inspiring starting point for healing, helping you get on the right track. Begin by continuously strengthening yourself, broadening your perspective, and viewing things from a higher dimension. Only then can you be firm in your inner self and not lose the truth in your heart. Consolation for those lacking money. Later, time moved to 341 BC on the island of Samos in Greece, where a child named Epicurus was born. We have previously discussed Epicurus, a philosopher of hedonism, a school of thought that emphasizes pleasure as the starting point and ultimate goal of life. Humans live for joy. However, upon hearing the word hedonism, many immediately imagine indulgence and excess. People said he was a glutton, living a debauched life, eating excessively every day, even vomiting to continue eating. These were all rumors, and as you know, rumors have wings and spread incredibly powerfully. So much so that if you check the Oxford English Dictionary, you'll find the word Epicurean. For example, if you say, "This meal is very Epicurean," it means the meal is delicious and luxurious. Epicurean symbolizes enjoyment and extravagance. But in reality, Epicurus lived very simply. He drank only water and no wine. Bread, vegetables, and a handful of olives were enough for each meal. His list of needs for joy was also extremely minimalist, yet it brought him profound happiness, encompassing three things. The first is friendship asterisk. For Epicurus, to achieve happiness, one must have friendship. He said, "Of all the means which wisdom acquires for producing the blessedness of the complete life, by far the most important is the possession of friendship. Before eating or drinking, think carefully about who you want to eat with, not just what you eat or drink. For eating without friends is no different from a wolf or a lion." He founded a philosophical school, also so that he could be with friends who shared his values and pursued simple happiness, just like him. The second is freedom asterisk. The freedom Epicurus proposed is similar to the freedom described in the book Walden or Life in the Woods by Henry David Thoreau, where the author worked only 6 weeks a year to earn enough for his annual living expenses, then took the rest of the time off. No one could take his time away. He simply sat by the lake, read books, walked, played, listened to birds sing, and observed nature. For him, this was true freedom. Looking at us today, we spend too much time trying to earn more money, but in doing so, we have lost so much freedom. The third thing he mentioned is thought. This means that if you only have simple thoughts and do not pursue profound goals, if you do not read many books, and do not deeply understand nature, yourself, and life, then your freedom or friendship will be superficial. Therefore, you cannot truly feel what joy and happiness are. Hence, the most important thing is to cultivate the ability for deep contemplation. Epicurus believed that you could absolutely find joy through such a simple life, but it doesn't mean you have to abandon all desires. He divided human desires into 3 types. First, natural and necessary desires asterisk. These are the most basic needs in life that all of us must have, such as food, shelter, clothing, freedom, friends, ideas, and so on. Second, natural but not necessary desires asterisk. For example, having a house but wanting a bigger one, having a car but wanting a much fancier one, having food but wanting delicacies. These things are not truly necessary. Finally, unnatural and unnecessary desires asterisk. Specifically, these are the pursuit of status and fame. For instance, your initial intention might be to share something on social media, but the more you do it, the more you become obsessed with the goal of being famous, of having many people know you. These things are illusions because they do not bring you happiness, but only create more burdens. Therefore, you will find that reshaping your desires can help heal your life. The truth is that with an income below 10 million VND per month, approximately $400 USD, you would be very happy to earn an extra 1 or 2 million. But if your monthly income reaches 50 million or 100 million, the feeling is genuinely the same, because no matter how rich you are, you can only walk, sit, lie down, and live. Epicurus helps you realize that we can completely set aside all sadness, pain, and frustration from feeling we don't have enough money by understanding one question. Why do people in today's society always try every way to pursue more things, only to suffer when they don't achieve them? It's because we haven't truly understood our own needs. In reality, what you need is not that complicated. It simply includes freedom, connection, and the basic necessities of life. That's enough. Simplifying everything will help you be happy. But because you don't understand what you truly need, a superficial inner self, a lack of deep wisdom, you cannot understand what true freedom, friendship, or love are. So, when there's no answer and we keep rushing forward, people believe that expensive things will help us achieve what we desire. They think that once they achieve financial freedom, they will truly be free. They think a fine bottle of wine will help them make friends. They think having a big house and a private car will help them find their ideal spouse, and so on. However, these things are not your true needs, but merely superfluous desires. So, after hearing Epicurus's story, do you feel a little calmer? With just a little bread and a few olives, you can truly live a good life. Consolation for those facing adversity. Next, we move from ancient Greece to ancient Rome to meet the philosopher Seneca. Do you know the notoriously cruel tyrant Nero of ancient Rome? Seneca was Nero's tutor for 5 years and served as his advisor for 15 years. Perhaps they had a fairly good emotional foundation. However, Nero eventually sent a group of soldiers to Seneca's home and ordered him to commit suicide. At this moment, Seneca's wife and those around him burst into tears, mourning him as a brilliant philosopher and a man of great character. Yet Seneca remained incredibly calm and uttered this famous line, "Where has everyone's philosophy gone?" It was with Seneca that the word philosophy first appeared in the Western discourse system. Philosophy, from the beginning, meant tranquility and composure. Seneca was an exemplary figure of composure. He was one of the most important representatives of Stoicism, one of the 4 great philosophical schools of ancient Greece. The core tenet of Stoicism is to maintain inner peace when facing a chaotic, unpredictable, and harsh world. Seneca had experienced the decline of the decadent city of Pompeii. He lived during the reign of Caligula, the world's most insane, cruel, and depraved emperor, and then faced the tyrant Nero. At 20, Seneca contracted tuberculosis. Through diligent effort, he finally survived after 6 years of battling the disease. But then, after Caligula was assassinated, he became entangled in an imperial coup and was exiled for another 8 years. How could Seneca face such unimaginable adversity? He said, "Philosophy itself has given me life and tranquility. Through philosophical methods, I offer my minimum repayment to philosophy." The core of Seneca's philosophy is that life is inevitably full of difficulties. Therefore, everyone must be prepared to accept them. But let's look at ourselves. When faced with adversity, most people usually just get angry. Just a hair in the soup bowl, a fly buzzing around the restaurant, dinner being late tonight, someone speaking loudly causing disturbance while you're studying, a car honking loudly behind you on the road, etc. You'll feel angry, as if you want to lose your mind. Seneca was the tutor of an emperor, living in a powerful aristocratic class, yet he believed that life cannot be perfect. Your daughter doesn't listen to you, your friends turn their backs on you, enemies play dirty tricks behind your back, your lover betrays you, your career collapses, and so on. Or even major shocks like an unfortunate accident or a severe, incurable illness. For Stoicism, you can still remain calm and feel no resentment, even if these things happen at any moment. Impermanent things happen daily. Anxiety only comes from resisting impermanence. Seneca believed that a wise person has nothing to lose because they can always find contentment. He said, I have never trusted the goddess Fortune, even when she seemed ready to grant me a peaceful life. I set aside all the money, positions, and power she bestowed upon me, and the goddess can take them back at any time without disturbing me. I keep a distance from these material things so that she can take them away without me feeling deprived. The reason people collapse due to life setbacks and failures is that we haven't truly maintained a distance between ourselves and what we possess. This distance is a space where you can remain calm even when those things are lost, and it is the boundary that prevents you from being entangled and assimilated by all material things. Losing your home, your job, your lover, dropping a gold ring, or your phone accidentally breaking its screen if you still suffer, it means you have been materialized. Therefore, in this section, you will receive healing for your pain through the Stoic philosophical method. Always maintain a distance from all material possessions, positions, fame, and relationships you have, calmly and serenely accepting all changes of impermanence. These have been 3 sections covering the philosophers Socrates, Epicurus, and Seneca. They have offered us consolations in various aspects of life, helping you realize that when you feel unaccepted by others, when you are in need, or when you face failure, you can still remain steadfast, calm, and live joyfully. This is the wisdom that ancient Greece and Rome illuminate for us. However, for hundreds of years, the philosophy of ancient Greece and Rome was forgotten. Many documents were lost and burned. The remaining fragments were stored in attics and monastery libraries. It wasn't until the 16th century that it once again became a guiding light for modern Western philosophers, who ceaselessly read and researched ancient philosophers, as well as developing their own philosophical views to continue guiding us. You will see that philosophy, from ancient times to the present, continuously carries on its illuminating mission. Given the length of this material, and with the desire for you to listen more effectively, we will divide this content into 2 consecutive parts. In the next part, we will continue to introduce 3 modern Western philosophers, Montaigne, Schopenhauer, and Nietzsche. They will offer you warm yet incredibly powerful healing insights, helping you find a way out when you feel imperfect, sad, or living an unfulfilled life. Let's continue to explore these 3 philosophers and draw lessons from their philosophical perspectives in the next part. Finally, thank you for listening. See you in part 2.